And it's just a suggested framework for you to think about for the 99.9% of us who have not been trained on how to have a conversation, a sales conversation, how to think about it, right? So you walk in that room. I'm going to draw 4 circles. And they get progressively bigger. This is a conversation framework. And by way of explanation, let me draw a big circle over here. I believe that most of us, when left to our own devices, we treat this circle as a conversation. Think of a conversation as a circle. I enter that circle wherever. I walk up to this gentleman and I say, hi, I'm Craig, right? Tough day here in Kansas City. It's kind of cold, it's kind of rainy, whatever, right? And we get in, nice weather, go Cubs, go Chiefs, whatever it is, right? And we get into that conversation, and then he and I together, we fill in this circle. We fill in this conversation. Nothing tragic about this. It's fine. We do it every day, right? Not necessarily efficient, and it's not necessarily effective, and it doesn't often translate into a sales conversation. That's the problem with this, right? So I'm going to be real black and white on you in a second, right now, because this is fine. Nobody's going to get hurt. Things will get done, but there's a better way. Here's my suggestion. You make sure you're dressed, you open the door, you walk in, maybe you grab a glass of wine, maybe you grab a piece of cheese, and you walk up to the first nice person, this lovely lady, and you say, hi, I'm Craig. You make the small talk, it's Tom. You make the small talk that Tom suggested, right, which we'll talk about in a minute. That's actually here, right? This is small talk. And then something's going to happen in that conversation. And it happens every single time you've ever met someone, almost without exception. Once you graduate from college or university, for those of you in Europe watching, once you graduate from university, what's the number one question you get asked for the rest of your life? What do you do? Not, what's your favorite color? Not, did you have gerbils when you were a little kid? You don't get that question anymore. You get the, what do you do? Does everybody in this room have an answer? Okay. I'll take that as a yup. I'm not sure. I'm not sure you do, right? We're talking about something I call the sales trailer. And again, I'm going to go quickly through this because Nathan's just going to crush this tomorrow, right? But I call it the sales trailer. It is the movie trailer of your business. When someone walks up to me at an airport, which happened this very morning at O'Hare, and say, hi, Craig, we do our small talk, right? Which again, I'm going to talk about in a second. Says, hi, Craig, what do blah, 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 where'd you go to school? Where are you going? Kansas City. What do? I run a company called Sales Engine. What we do is help firms build and tune their sales engine. And then I just look at you. I know it's awkward. I know I'm kind of creepy when I do that, right? And it never happens that there's a long, ugly pause like that. What happens is we've started a conversation. Why? Because I shut my mouth. Because this is not a flow. This is a gap. This is silence. Here's what I want you to do. And folks, it happens every single time. This guy this morning said, oh, what does that mean? Well, it means, Tom, that we look at the sales process companies use, the tools they use to support the sales team, and the knowledge, skills, and discipline of the team itself. Zip. One more time. That's my second bubble. These are what I call bubbles, right? This is the big conversation that I hope Tom and I get to. What's your name? Patsy. I hope Patsy and I get here. I don't know that Patsy and I will get here. I don't know that we belong here. But we're going to find out. And we're going to find out down here. Because maybe or maybe not, she's interested in sales engines. I don't know. My sales trailer is just this tiny thing. It's one sentence. And I encourage everybody I come across, my MBA students, I get to make my MBA students do this, right? They have to write me that one sentence. And they say, Professor, really? Really, that's your assignment for the week? Our first assignment is just one sentence? And they all walk out laughing, and then they come back crying a week later. We couldn't do that. We have 4 paragraphs, right? Because we're so cool. We're changing the world, right? Or they come back and say, make life better. And I say, that's not a sales trailer, that's a marketing tagline, right? You don't walk up in an airport and say, Tom says, Craig, what do you do? Make life better, right? Making lives better. That's a marketing tagline, right? It's got to be, this is about selling. It's about one-on-one or one-to-many, or on a phone conversation. What is the thing that you say? I help companies build and tune their sales engine. Whatever it is, right? It almost doesn't matter. It's the only purpose of this thing is to answer the question, what do you do? That's it. You're not changing the world here. You're not telling everybody everything about you. You're just engaging them in a conversation. Now, notice what I did in the second bubble. I just gave you a little bit more. I gave Patsy just a little bit more so she can sink her teeth into it, right? And then we'll go to the third bubble and the fourth.